how I sometimes use letterbox effect to add tilt to some of my videos. So sometimes I'll be shooting a video and I'm just focusing on the frame and I'm not really actually focusing on using any tilt. Okay. Later on, as I'm editing it, I might be like, oh man, I wish I did a bit of tilt in that as I was shooting. So say I was flying and I was recording, and sometimes you want to fly forward and you want to slowly tilt down towards the ground, but sometimes you don't. You just fly and you don't actually use the tilt on the remote. So yeah, this effect, you can actually get that same a little bit of tilt, and yeah, so I'll show you. It's pretty easy. It's very fast. This is just a quick way that you can add it if you didn't do it while you're shooting it or recording it. Okay, so I'll just open it. I'll just get a file that I've got here. So I'm just going to put this in here. Okay, while I was filming this, I'll play it here. I did not use any tilt on the remote control. I just flew at on a straight line, and that's it. Okay. So what you can do is also, if you want to make it a bit more cinematic, this is something you can use, the letterbox. Okay. So I'm just gonna put that on that clip, and what it does is it pretty much makes a black border, and you've got different aspect ratios here. What I normally use is 2.35 to 1 ratio, okay, and this gives that nice cinematic look. So how you can add a bit of tilt to it is using this offset here, okay. So you can see there, it's offset -1 or +1, and at the moment, the default is just 0, okay. So what I want to do is, you can play around with this, obviously, but using keyframes, okay, you can easily add some tilt very fast and quick. So I'm going to start at the very start of this clip, okay, as you can see here, and what I'm going to do is I want it to be going from down to up, okay, so from +1 to -1. So I'm going to start at +1. I'm going to add a keyframe, so press this little one here, and it's added that keyframe. Okay, if I didn't do anything now, if I just left it as it is, then it would just stay at +1. Okay, but what I want to do is I want to tilt the camera up. Okay, so I want to tilt the frame up. So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to go to the end of the clip. Okay, end of the clip, it's still highlighted, end of the clip, and I'm going to now drag this to -1. That's just added a keyframe automatically. And so now, if I go back and play it over, as you look at the offset here, as I play it, it will go from 1 to -1 as I'm playing through, okay, playing out the keyframes. So here we go. And there you go, so you can see it's tilting up. It's almost like a bit of a cheat, okay? So there you go, it's a basic, very basic tilt that I've just added in about a few seconds, okay? So you can also do vice versa. So no, I didn't like that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to here and reset. So it resets it back to 0. So let's try it the other way around. So I want it to start off at -1, and I want it to come down, okay, to +1. So now it's the reverse, and it's going to come down, so it's going to tilt down and just keep going until it's +1. Cool. So yeah, maybe I don't really like that either, so what I'm going to do is I'll reset it, okay, and what I want it to do is I kind of want it to start about here. So you don't have to go to the full extreme. So I kind of want it to start there. So I want it to start there, and then I'm going to slide it along, keep going, and about there I want it to start going up, okay, so tilting up. So then what I do is I add another keyframe, and then I go to the end of the clip, and I'm going to go all the way. And as you can see now, it's going to go from that 0.78 all the way until that keyframe, and then once it gets to that keyframe, it's going to start tilting the camera up, or tilting up. So here you go. You can see it's just staying at that that offset, and now it's going to start to tilt up and keep going until it's -1. So all of the samples that I'm playing, I did not use any tilt on the remote control. They're all from this letterbox, and using the offset keyframes and the aspect ratio of 2.35 to 1. Okay, and you can play around with them, but it's very helpful, and it can add some cool quick little tilts to your shots.